I'm Amy the Bunny Lady, and this is my partner Elusive, Ellie for short. High five. Good job, good job. And today we're going to talk to you about how to find toys that your rabbit will actually like to play with. If you're new to my channel, welcome. We give tips and tricks for how to make sure you have a happy and healthy bunny in your home. So if that's the kind of thing that you're interested in, then hit that subscription button and the notification bell next to it so that you never miss any of our weekly videos. Now, when looking for toys for rabbits, there are a couple things that you want to keep in mind in order to find ones that they'll actually like to play with. This has to do with thinking about rabbits' natural and instinctual behaviors. So rabbits like to dig, rabbits like to chew, and rabbits like to forage. They also tend to be pretty energetic, so having toys that will get them like up and moving on platforms or going through tunnels and exploring their habitat, such as platform toys or tunnel toys that also encourage your rabbit to be curious about the environment around them. These are the kinds of things that you want to think about when getting a new toy. Will it satisfy any of these natural urges that rabbits have when it comes to playing with the things around them? Most toys I would put into one of 5 main categories, and that's going to be chew toys, which are obviously toys that rabbit's going to chew on to keep their teeth trim. Digging toys, which satisfy the urge of many rabbits, especially female rabbits, to dig into their environment. So if they don't have these toys, oftentimes they'll end up digging into the carpet and destroying parts of the house instead. Habitat toys, which are the platforms or tunnels or hiding houses or even cardboard boxes that give your rabbit different places to be curious about around the room and around their habitat. Foraging toys, which these are ones where your rabbit would sniff around and try to get treats out. So puzzle toys would be in this area where you like hide a treat inside and your rabbit has to figure out how to get the treat out. And the other kind of toy that many rabbits will play with are the kind of toys they just toss around. So light toys where they can get their teeth onto an edge of. You also want to make sure that you give your rabbit a variety of toys to make sure that they have toys that can fit into each of these categories. So you want to give them chew toys, and you want to give them digging toys, and you want to give them habitat toys and foraging toys. They're all important to make sure that your rabbit can be as happy as possible and be as engaged and curious about their environment and have as much fun with their toys as they can. These are the kinds of toys that you're looking for when getting your rabbit. Now, the hard part is actually finding the toys that your rabbit actually likes, because every rabbit will have their favorite toys. That's just how it is. Just like people, rabbits like to play with different things. So this has to really be on an individual level. So when you're looking for toys that your rabbit will like, you want to make sure you give them a wide variety of toys. Try many different kinds so that you can figure out which ones they like best. What I've started doing is getting a big sampler pack of toys for Ellie, so that whenever it seems like, she needs new toys to play with, she can pick the ones that she likes to play with, and then I can keep getting those ones for a while. The best place that I've found to do this is an online store called Small Pet Select. About a year ago I found them, and I've actually been really impressed about their quality. They have natural toys that are actually healthy for rabbits to chew on and eat and such. I've started getting a random assortment of whatever they have in stock, and then they send it to you, and your rabbit can pick out which ones they like best. And that's how I found that my rabbit actually likes a lot of hay-based toys as long as the hay is fresh. And Small Pet Select is very good about making sure they have fresh hay in their products. And so I actually really do recommend checking them out. And if you look in the description below, I will have a link for you so you can get 15% off your first order. But I've honestly been very impressed with them. I've been getting the toys periodically for Ellie for the last year or so, and she really likes them. So check that out if you're having trouble finding toys that your rabbit actually likes to play with. The other thing you can do to keep your rabbit interested in toys for longer is to rotate them in and out. So making sure instead of giving your rabbit all of the toys at once, you give them maybe a third of their toys or half of their toys, and then take the others away in a place where your rabbit can't get to them. And then every few weeks just rotate them out with some other new toys. That way your rabbit can be re-interested in those toys that they haven't seen for a while. If you're having trouble coming up with ideas of what kinds of toys to get your rabbit, let's go over some of the basic types of toys you can try. So, a very easy one that you can get started on is packing paper. So, this would be the plain brown or white paper that you might get in a package that's being shipped to you. You can take that paper, that crumpled up paper, and give it to your rabbit. This can be a toy that they toss around and they can dig into it. You can even sprinkle some treats around and they can forage in it. It's actually a pretty versatile toy that many rabbits will very much like to play with. And paper is okay if your rabbit ingests a little bit of it. Obviously, you don't want your rabbit eating the entire thing, but if you find that they're chewing on it and they eat a little bit, then that's still okay. You can also get different types of sticks for your rabbit. So willow sticks, apple sticks, different types, because they actually have different flavors to rabbits. So they might like different kinds. For example, Ellie isn't too big a fan of willow sticks for some reason, but she very much likes the apple sticks. So now that I know that, I know which kinds to get when I need to go purchase another bundle of these sticks. Hay-based toys are a great healthy option for rabbits because they'll be chewing on these while also eating some, and hay is super healthy for rabbits. I do find if it's not a fresh hay-based toy, it's usually not that interesting to rabbits. A lot of times the ones in pet stores have been packaged and on the shelf for months and months and months, so that's really why I recommend the ones from Small Pet Select, because they actually do send them to you fresh and they're very interesting to rabbits. They even have different types of hay that your rabbit might like. For example, Ellie actually is not into the ryegrass hay very much, but she really likes all the other types, so it's about finding which kinds your rabbit likes best. Hanging toys can be a lot of fun for rabbits. They like to pull on it with their teeth and dig at it. You can get ones that have sticks on them, you can get wooden ones, you can get ones that have hay on them. And these tend to be a very interesting habitat item as well as chew toy for most rabbits. There are many different types of ball toys that rabbits can both roll around and chew on. So you can get the wicker ball toys, which those ones are almost always a big hit with rabbits. They can destroy those ones in like a day. There's also hay-based ball toys, and you can even get plastic ball toys and put a little treat inside. In fact, this little toy is Ellie's favorite toy. And actually what I do, instead of putting a treat inside, I put her daily pellets in here, because that slows down her eating and makes it, less likely that she'll end up choking or, some kind of thing like that. See, I'm holding it. She loves it. This is her favorite. Doesn't have anything in it right now. You ate it already. But that is her favorite toy. So I recommend getting one of those. Because most of the time rabbits will have a lot of fun. They become a foraging toy that your rabbits can roll around and have fun with. Other small plastic toys are also good for rabbits. In this you can actually often look in the baby department, so getting those stacking cups that babies use, rabbits like to toss them around, and you can also hide treats inside of them. So say like in the middle or the bottom cup, hide a little treat, and then your rabbit has to toss all the ones on top of it in order to get to that little treat in the bottom. You can also, in this area, give them bottle caps. So those hard plastic bottle caps, just make sure that you rinse them off first so that they don't have any residue of whatever bottle that they were in. But they can also be fun tossing toys for rabbits. Grass mats, so things like this, grass mats, can be great for rabbits to both dig on and chew on. So as you can see, Ellie's done a little bit of a number to this one, but she still has plenty of it left before we have to get her another one. This is also something that you can do to maybe rabbit-proof an area of the carpet or something that your rabbit has been digging into. You can get a large grass mat and just put it in that area so that they'll go for the grass mat instead. Puzzle toys are really awesome for rabbits, and you can use just about any kind of material to make a puzzle toy. So this is puzzle toys. Puzzle toys are when you hide a treat inside of the toy and the rabbit has to use their brain and figure out how to get it out. The plastic ball that I showed you before, the food dispenser, that's a type of puzzle toy. You can also make these kinds of puzzle toys just by using those cardboard toilet paper tubes. I have a video going over these DIY rabbit toys you can make, and a lot of them have the idea of hiding treats inside to encourage your rabbit to play with them and to chew on them. In general, cardboard makes a great toy for rabbits. This is both those cardboard toilet paper tubes and cardboard boxes or really anything along those lines, they're going to be pretty good for your rabbit's teeth because they do have some resistance to them, and it's also okay if your rabbit ends up eating a little bit of them. So you have toys you can make using cardboard paper towel tubes or toilet paper tubes, but you can also use just cardboard boxes. You can use them as habitat items so your rabbit can hide in them or hop on top of them, or you can flatten them to make them into mats, essentially, to put on the floor, similar to the way that the grass mats are used. You can also make different toys out of them. You can make tunnels. You can cut the cardboard into different shapes and just make different kinds of toys that your rabbit can play with. It's actually a very, very versatile material that you can make easy and cheap toys for your rabbit. You also want to think of habitat toys, so things that have platforms are very good for encouraging rabbits to get some exercise and move around and just be more curious about their environment. So getting a cat tower or creating some kind of rabbit castle that they can hop up on is a great kind of toy for your rabbit. So I got Ellie this kind of short, maybe 2 to 3 foot cat tower that she has platforms she can go on, and this one even comes with a little hidey house tunnel thing so that she can have fun with that part too. You can also get tunnels. Rabbits generally like going through tunnels or going through hiding spots. It gives them another vantage point and it makes them feel kind of safe. You can use cardboard boxes for this. You can even just use furniture for this. So having the area underneath of a sofa, for example, can be a great place for a rabbit to kind of go and hide. You just have to make sure you make it safe for them. If you have carpet under a sofa, they are very likely going to try to dig into the carpet, so you'll probably want to put some kind of either plastic mat or flattened cardboard box underneath so that they don't dig into the area underneath a sofa. In terms of fabric, you generally want to stick to cotton. 100% cotton or fleece are okay usually. You can give your rabbit an old towel that's no longer used, or an old t-shirt that you really can't use anymore. Or even just get them their own fleece blanket or something like that, and that can be a great kind of toy for your rabbit. If your rabbit is doing a lot of chewing on the cotton and it's getting stringy, then you probably want to take it away because the stringy part is what you want to avoid. But what I find with material is that rabbits actually do less chewing on them and more just shoving them around, or they'll try to dig underneath them. They don't tend to be a chew toy so much as a digging or a foraging or just, having fun rearranging their environment toy. And then of course there are wooden toys, and you want to make sure that these are untreated wood because you never know what kinds of chemicals or varnishes that can go into treated wood. When it comes to rabbit toys, like marketed as rabbit toys that are colored, I would be a little bit careful. Many of these toys actually do use a vegetable dye that is in fact safe for rabbits to chew on, but some of them don't. The way you can tell is if you have the toy, you can't really tell before you open up the toy, but if you have the toy and you run it under a faucet or in water, the vegetable dye paint will run off of it, whereas if it's actual paint, it won't run. So that's how you can tell the difference between whether it has a vegetable dye that's safe for them to chew on or paint that you really should avoid. While there are many, many types of toys that rabbits can safely play with, there are also a few things that you want to make sure you avoid when looking for safe toys for your rabbit. One of these things is excessive amounts of glue. Now, it's okay if there's a little dab of glue to maybe put the parts of the toy together, as long as your rabbit's not directly chewing on that part of the toy. But you do want to avoid toys that have like globs of glue and it's dripping down, or it just seems like there's no way your rabbit would really be able to chew on this without probably ingesting the glue. That's definitely something you want to be considerate of and avoid. As I mentioned earlier, you also want to be careful of any toys that are painted or have any type of varnish on them. So these are often sometimes even sold as pet toys or as small animal toys, but you really do want to be careful in that sense because anything that your rabbit is going to be chewing, you want to make sure is safe for them to eat. Other types of toys you want to avoid is anything with like bird seeds or any kind of food mix that has pieces that are not good for rabbits. Sometimes these kinds of toys are sold as like treat toys for small animals in general, and that usually doesn't take into account the special diet considerations of the specific species of animal. So something that might be safe for mice or rats, hamsters, really wouldn't be safe for rabbits, but they're sold all together as one for all small animals. So you want to be careful for that kind of thing. Generally, seeds and nuts are things that you want to avoid, but honestly, any toy that's got a significant amount of treats on it anyway, unless they're hay-based treats, I would try to avoid, just because you want to have more control over the amount of treats that your rabbit has in a day. You also want to avoid any kind of soft plastic toys or rubber toys, anything that your rabbit might be able to chew a piece off of and eat. So hard plastic is okay because they're probably not really going to be ingesting any of that because they won't be able to bite a piece off. But a softer plastic or rubber toy, they could definitely potentially be eating some of that, and you want to avoid that because that's not good for their digestion. In a similar vein, any kind of plastic bag material is not good for rabbits. These can even potentially cause them to choke because they might inhale it and it blocks their airway. So you definitely want to avoid any kind of plastic bags. Even if it's as a digging toy, that's just not something that you want to give your rabbit. And then the other thing that you want to be careful of is the type of wood that you're giving your rabbit. So you want to avoid cedar wood and generally any wood that has a strong aroma to it. These types of wood will release phenols that when your rabbit breathes them in or eats them, it can end up causing some pretty major health issues over time. Cedar is one of those that's especially bad, and you want to stay away from cedar. But really, my test is, does this have that strong wood smell? And if it still has that strong wood smell, then I will keep it away from my rabbit. And I've given you a lot of ideas for toys you can get your rabbit. If you want to just go ahead and get that variety sampler pack that I was talking about earlier, then I do have the link for you in the description below. I have honestly been getting toys from this place, and I really like them a lot. So go take advantage of that 15% discount and go get toys that your rabbit will want to play with. If you've enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up to let YouTube know that it's a good video. And thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you next time.